Welcome to Southeast Range Day 2024. My name's Mark Ackenback. I run a company called First Defense Firearms Training out in Southern California. Today's performance pistol carbine. Basically, this is looked at as a 2-day class, right? And so what I'm doing is I'm kind of condensing it down into 1 day for you. Take what you already know, your existing skill set, and see what we can do to enhance, hone, sharpen, and push you to maybe that next level. Maybe you've hit a plateau, and no matter what you do, you just can't push past that plateau. I want to help you break through those plateaus and get to that next level of performance, right? So we're going to shoot a cold start. It's a cold start drill that I developed. So we have A zone in the chest, A zone in the head box. Okay, it's not the whole head box, it's the 2x4 credit card and the full A zone in the chest. Cool. Those are the scoring zones. Distance is 7 yards. We start from a low ready position. Buttstock connected to the shoulder, muzzle at a 45-degree downward angle. Guys, this is not a low ready. Okay, a low ready, muzzle at a downward 45-degree angle. 5 rifle, transition, 5 pistol to the chest. Reload the pistol, 2 to the head. Reload the rifle, 2 to the head. Dust cover up always after you've loaded the gun. Do you think I'm worried about a sandstorm here? No. In Georgia or really anywhere in the US? I go dust cover up because simply I know that when I grab this weapon system, it was in the last condition that I left it, which is ready to go. Whereas if the second I pull this bolt back, even a hair, that dust cover opens. So if I grab this rifle, I'm like, why is my dust cover open? I know that my weapon system has been tampered with, and maybe that's an indicator that, hey, maybe I want to double check it and make sure that it's good to go. So I always go dust cover up, right? So on the line, if you're like, shooter ready, instead of press checking, I can do a quick roll, and I'm like, yep, I'm good. My dust cover's up. I know it's in the condition I left it last. Okay, so just a little sense of security so you're not second guessing your weapon system. All right, shooter's ready.
Shooter's ready. Stand by.
Time?
10, 6, 7.
All right, guys, downrange.
Downrange.
Come with me real quick. I can't. Did you guys know it's okay to miss only under 2 conditions on the range when you're training? It's only okay to miss under these 2 conditions. You know how to correct, or I'm sorry, you know how to diagnose and you know how to correct. If you don't know how to do those 2 things, please stop shooting at that level, okay? Because if you don't know how to diagnose and you made a mistake, that's fine, but you don't know what caused it or how to fix it. Do you think that the probability of you continuing to make that same mistake is pretty high? And now we're instilling bad habits, aren't we? And now our time and money is way too valuable for that, okay? So that's why we train. Shooter, are you ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Stand by. Downrange.
Downrange.
All right, come with me. Dude,
Nicely done, brother.
So first round out, we're at a 124 overall. It's a 20.
How old is your kid?
41.
He's 15.
15?
Great sound.
Yeah, we're gonna go over hold over.
Yeah, the LVPO. It was zero. It's 0 to 100. So.
Yep. So you actually have less holdover than I do because I'm 0 to 50. So 50 yard 0 is much more holdover. Well, that's our first. All right, shooter. From that low, ready? Shooter ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Stand by. Alrighty, safe, let it hang. Downrange.
Downrange. What?
Shooting's a sport.
Yeah.
It's America's first sport.
All right, shooter, are you ready?
It's the best sport.
Shooter.
That's right.
Stand by. There you go. And then 2 up into the head.
Yeah.
up into the head.
Cool.
Nicely done, man. Dude, that was awesome. Downrange.
Downrange.
All right. Better. But here's the thing, guys. In self-defense, you will never have a chance to warm up. I don't care what you can do when you're warm. I'm not impressed by it. To be
Yeah, you're
completely
probably
honest.
not going to get attacked on the gun range after you've been out there for
Exactly.
4 hours.
You know, someone comes up to you like, hold on, let me get a couple dry reps. All right, now come at me.
Right.
So I think when you measure your standard based off what you can do when you're warm, you're giving yourself a false sense of what you can actually do. So I really like this drill because what all you guys told me you want to work on, this is actually telling me what you need to work on. And by having a drill, something similar to this, first thing you do in the morning, well, now you're like, okay, my recoil management was good. I dropped my headshots. Well, what do you think maybe you should focus on in that training session? Precision shots, right? If you're like, yeah, precision shots were good. My recoil was way too slow. Well, then what do you think you should work on? You know what I mean? So it kind of gives you, instead of just shooting random drills, showing up being like, how am I going to waste ammo today on the range? You know? So now it'll give you some purpose. You know what I mean? But overall, does everyone see some room for improvement? Does everyone feel they could do better on this? Perfect. So we all have something to work on. We're all in the right place then.
Reloads.
Perfect time. Got 5 rounds out? Yep. All right, safe load. Experiencing is the mechanical offset from the center line of your optic to the center line of your barrel. All right, as you can see, that's not on the same plane. The optic is much higher. So, what I call this, oops. Is CQB offset. That's supposed to be a cube. Okay. I call it CQB. It's mechanical height over bore, right? Side over bore, whatever you want to call it. I call it CQB offset because whenever I hear the word CQB, it stimulates my mind that I'm working inside close quarters, which is where this is relevant, okay? You can call it what you want. That's just why I use that analogy, all right? So CQB offset, what is it? The discrimination from the center of the optic to the center of the barrel, all right? What is that distance? Now, everyone's running a lot of different weapon systems out here, okay? So let's start here. Who knows the distance from the center of the barrel to the top of your rail?
It's 1.5.
You're close, close. All right, what about our optic mounts, the heights?
Right.
What's the Unity riser optic height?
2.26.
Yep, 2.26.
Right.
But we have to understand 2.26 is from the top of the rail to the center of the optic. Does my barrel come out of the top of the rail or the center of the barrel? Center of the barrel. So that measurement does nothing for us. So if you really want to understand what your offset is, there's no need to, but I like to just give you this data. The measurement from the center of the barrel to the top of the rail is 1.24 inches.
Okay.
So it's just under a quarter inch. So 1.24 plus your optic height, or your mount height rather, plus 2.26. I know that I'm at 3.5 inches. So that is my offset from center line of optic to center of the bore at point blank. All right. So obviously that's different because everyone's running different optics and stuff like that. So I'm going to give you guys an average and a ballpark based off your equipment. It may be perfect. It'll definitely get you in the black circle, but it'll give you something to fine tune from there. Okay. All right. So the measurement is going to be anywhere from 3 to 3.5 inches. That's kind of the difference of running a Unity riser or like a lower 1/3 mount. Okay. So what I'm going to show you guys is, who's got a Unity? You got one? His hand went up first. Let me have you come up here. So we'll go finger off trigger. I'm going to have you put your red dot on that black dot that I put on the right side. And I need you to squat down so your rifle is completely parallel with the earth, and then walk all the way, and I need your barrel touching the paper. No, barrel touching the paper. Squat down, your angle, the downward angle. Tell me when your red dot's in the center.
Center.
All right, muzzle down. All right. All right, who has a normal height optic?
I do.
Andy, you do? Okay, yeah. And I think that's a lower 1/3 how the unit or the EOTech is built in. So all of you do the same thing, just put your center dot right there for me.
Okay.
And walk all the way until that barrel touches the paper. How's that look right there?
Yep.
That looks about center. All right, muzzle down for me. Cool. All right, so that's about that 1/2 inch difference that I was talking about, right? Remember 3 to 3.5. So references that I have for you guys, we got 4 fingers. Everyone's got 4 fingers. Hopefully, I can take a 4-finger hold, and if we look the top of the index finger to the bottom of the pinky, that is for your standard height optics, okay, or lower 1/3 standard. Obviously, the Unity is bigger, so we take 4 fingers, a thumb, and invert it. Pinky's at the top. I'm going to slide this in. Oh my gosh, that is the exact same offset. Weird, right? So obviously that's subjective because nobody has the same size hands, right? But this is at point blank distance, guys. So a general rule of thumb, even with the Unity, is, and I'm going to give you a distance of where this is applicable to when we need to put a specific or a precision shot up into the head box. We're going to use that reference of 4 fingers as a general reference, even with the Unity riser. Okay, so 4 fingers. So if I put my dot here and press the shot, I'm going to put rounds here. That sounds good. That didn't sound California compliant. Oh wait, we're not in a communist state, my bad.
Right.
That's where your rounds are going to go. And if we look at people that forgot their holdover, look about where their rounds impacted. You know what I mean? So again, it's an average. So all I'm going to do is aim that much over the top. So put my pinky in the center where I want the bullets to go. That puts me about an index finger width right over the top of the cardboard. Right? So it's weird because you're like, oh, I'm over the top of the cardboard. Right? So at what distance is this applicable? Obviously 3 yards. You guys experience it at 3. But at what distance do I still need to follow this general principle? At what point does it change from 4 fingers?
7.
7?
I'd say 15.
15?
15 plus.
Okay, well, what's your muzzle velocity? Uh-huh.
The same as an unladen swallow.
What's your barrel length? What's your twist rate? What's your optic height? What's your zero distance? There's a lot of variables. So I'm going to give you an average. It's 0 to 10 to 15 yards. Okay? So from 0, I'll just go 12. We'll just cut it in half. To 12 yards, my holdover is exactly the same as it is at 3 as it is at 12 to get these shots. Okay? So at 7 yards, what's my hold?
The same.
Same as it was here. Okay? Understand though, at further distances, just breathing moves a lot more. A little bit of a bad trigger press will pull me off. So I promise you, if you pull your shot and a lot of people are like, I don't know if my holdover is correct. I'm like, you probably pulled the shot. I know the holdover is good. Okay, but that's kind of the formula there. Okay, for our CQB offset. Now, all right, guys, 5 rounds. Take your time. Pay attention to where the rounds are going so you can fine tune. Range is hot. Give me 5 rounds. On you.
Yeah.
Cheers, good.
Bad, not bad.
You got him?
One
Yeah,
out.
I tried to figure it out, but
All right, who got all 5 in?
Me.
second.
Yeah, let's go, Grant.
Good job,
Yep,
Grant.
cool. How many of you guys got significantly more in this time than the first? Pay attention. On you guys. Up. There we go. Nicely done. One came out. Or from the last one.
They were all in the center.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm sorry. The way the sun's coming through, this tape's so thin. It looks all in. Nicely done. Nice work. There we go. There we go. Nice. All in. Nicely done, dude. Shoot one in. Stand by. Nice. Good hit. 2 seconds flat. And again. Stand by. Nice. You go 174. Way to shave that quarter second off. But wait, slow down and get your hits. Yeah, let's stop. You know what I mean? You went faster and had the same accuracy. All right, next shooter. Stand by. Good hit. Got stuck in the holster on that. It happens. Where was it? 241. All right, second go. Stand by. Nice. 179. Looks like it clipped it. All right, here we go. Stand by. 208. So did you have a good sight picture on that? No. Okay. All right. So let's make sure that we get a good sight picture. Because if I don't see my sight, check this out. If I don't see my sight and I press the shot, where does the round go? We don't know. And accountability is gone, right? So make sure you get a sight picture, okay? All right, here we go. Stand by. Nice shot. 225. Nicely done. Good job. All right, guys. Downrange. 10 live reps. On you. Everyone get at least 10 or until you ran out of ammo. Cool. All right, sweet. Who feels that they're at 1 second in that black circle?
From the low ready.
Low ready.
Shooter ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Good hit, 9-4. We'll do one more. And again, stand by. 9-7-4, 9-4, 7-4. Nicely done. Now shooter, good job. Really good. For lower ready? There we go. Stand by. Nice, good hit at a 7-2. And again, stand by. Nice little overdrive on that. Yep. Still at a 104 though. Next shooter. All right, here we go. Stand by. Nice, good hit at a 9-6. And again, stand by. Set 2 set. Keep your eyes locked where you want the dot to return to. Here we go, stand by. Slight bend, so from straight to a bend. So straight to a bend. Feel the difference there? That's why I don't recommend locking your arm out when you shoot rifle or pistol, because it takes all of your strength away. Right? So you may think getting closer to the muzzle, you're doing more of controlling, but actually when we just look at body mechanics and anything else we do, like the further away from our body, the weaker we are. So play around with it, something to think about. Okay, if you don't want to do it, you won't hurt my feelings. But guys, that's the point of training, is figuring out what works best for you. Don't let your gear hold you back. A lot of people have their equipment set up to work against them. Make sure it works with you. We'll talk about sling setup here today as well. Weapon on safe for me. Unload. There you go. Last one. Yeah. So take this rear leg and just straighten your leg out. Just lock the joint. Yes, there you go. So you're really good front and back, right? You're solid front and back, but what happens if I come over here?
Yeah.
We're really unstable, almost on a balance beam. So let's go shoulder width, then take that step back. There you go. So now you have good balance front and back, but if someone were to bump into you, you're not gonna fall over. Does that make sense? Yep. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and sight back in. So I want you to stay sighted in. Don't let me rock you back. What do you feel like you're engaging to keep me from pulling you back?
Core.
Yeah, so engaging that core. Take your toes here and dig them into the ground. So we don't want to be tippy-toed, just engage that front foot. Try to lock this rear joint out. There we go. Engagement here. Weight on that front foot. Weapon on fire. Shoot the drill. On that one, James, the only critique is we started to lean back a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? I know it's hard to tell when you're focused here, but you'll see what I'm talking about when you see the video. All right. So let's take this rear foot and just step. Yes, back a little bit. There you go. Lock that joint out. All right, don't let me rock you back, so stay on target. Relax. There we go. All right, let's fix that. There we go. What are you engaging? Core, weight on that front foot. Cool, we need to maintain that. Breathe, we want to be relaxed, but have that tension. Weapon on fire. Shoot the drill. Nicely done, man. Those the second to last that I saw were keyholed right in the center. How'd that feel?
Good.
Yeah. All right, when we're ready, go ahead and sight in. All right. So front and back's gonna look pretty good here. But we had the same issue that your brother had. See how we're kind of narrow. So I want you to be staggered, but take this right foot. And, yes, there you go. So just think outside of shoulder weight. That's going to look really good there. All right. So we'll go ahead and sight in. Yep, weight on this front foot. There you go. Take these toes, dig them into the ground. All right. So don't let me pull you back. There we go. What do you feel like you're engaging to keep me from rocking you?
Core.
Yeah, so keep that core engaged. Go ahead and sight back in. All right, so don't let me rock you back. All right, weapon on safe. I need you to keep weight on this front foot and engagement in the core. Finger off trigger. So see how I got you to rock back? So let's keep it engaged. Go ahead and shoot the drill. So first shots are good. You've had one come up high right in the shoulder. But what I noticed is you started out good. And then as we shot, we started to kind of degrade and we started to get loose and that gun started to take its path. So just know
You can run the gun that fast, but you've got to stay engaged the whole time. Because the second we start going relaxed, your gun's gonna start taking that path least resistance. And I get it, it's heavy holding that thing out there for that long. Cool. But that's the whole point of this is, what does it take to get the gun to run at that speed? You know what I mean? Nice job, man. Nice job. Yeah. All right, guys.
Going down range.
All right, downrange.
Jeff fire. All right, from the low ready. Remember, at your pace, guarantee every single trigger press that's going to be a hit. Stand by. I don't care how fast you can miss, guys. Let's make sure we can actually hit this target. Cool? All right, let me get out of your way. We'll go from a low ready, 5 rounds. On the beat, guys. Stand by. So
I got
guys
4
just
out.
put a line through anything out?
Do a circle?
Out of the black.
I have like a photo finger if I try.
Yeah. So notice 1, 2, 3 kind of hanging high, right? That could have been not having that shoulder engaged, running the gun that fast. Kind of rock it back. What do you think if you had a little bit more on that front footer, maybe in the corner? Simple fix, man. That's a simple fix.
I have 3 out. It's,
Okay.
I know why. Because I didn't have my shoulder.
Cool. That's an easy fix, right? Easy fix. So we'll just go ahead and do a line through those. Cool. Awesome. All right, guys, everyone marked up? I'll meet you at 15. So, stand by.
I got 4 out.
Yeah, and we're going full A zone too. Right, so awesome.
I don't
Okay.
know what caused this.
So I was watching you, and I noticed that you were kind of standing up tall. And what happens when that happens is the gun has more leverage over you to rock you back, right? So we don't want to be leaned down like this. By getting that weight on that front foot and engaging that core, because you know that gun's going to kick back. So if I'm standing up, think of this as neutral with equal weight on my toes and my heels. So if somebody pushes me back or forward, I'm going to move about the same amount. I don't want to start in the neutral because the gun's going to rock me back. I want to start in the positive because I already know what's going to happen. So I want to kind of preload that and be prepared for it so it's not going to rock me back. But I was watching you, and I would say that it was not a proper structure, and the gun kind of got the best of you. But overall, that's solid. We only have the 2 out of the A zone. Oh, sorry, circles. My bad. There we go.
I know. I'm just
Shapes
saying,
are hard.
I like it.
Wall, sights aligned. So grip, sights, wall. All right, on the beat. Here we go. Stand by. On the beat, not when you feel like it. All right, here let's try it again. So grip, sights, wall, target, focus, stand by. Never heard the second beat. No, you went off somebody else's shot. That's why somebody shot as the beat was happening. That's okay. Let's do it again. So it's getting back to the wall, not pressing through the wall. Let's try it again. So we should be grip, sights, wall, stand by. Sight picture, you should be at the wall of the trigger. Let's stay sighted in, we'll keep it going. Remember, target focus, just race off that trigger, get back to the wall. Here we go. Stand by. Go ahead and holster up. Practice this technique at home dry. Number 1, make sure your gun is clear and empty, please. So what we're gonna do to practice it, I take that slack up, I break the shot. This sounds counterproductive. Pin and hold the trigger to rack the slide. Now the drill starts. So I'm coming off to the halfway point and back to the wall. So it's off on. It's fast, but as efficiently as I can. That's the drill. Then I press and I do it again. So again, oops, that's all the way through. Off on. And then I break. And then again, off on. Right there. That's all the way through. So if I'm shooting much faster,
it's going to be all the way off and all the way back through. But if I need more time, they can take shots at 25. It's right back to that wall. Okay, right there to the wall. I don't want to be doing this is where everyone screws it up. Wait, it's like, click. Okay, now slam it through, right? Or they'll come off quick. This is a hybrid. They come off, right? They come off and then they're free because they don't want to over prep. This is where dry fire can really refine this, guys. But I'm telling you, this will take your shooting to a whole nother level, man. At least it did for me. It was like no matter what I did, I was just hitting a freaking ceiling, a plateau. And I got this concept, you know, introduced to me. And a lot of it was just, a lot of people are teaching this. I'm not saying by any means I developed this at all, but I would come out and I'd be able to punch rounds through the same hole, right? Let's say 3 yards, right? Grip's the same, stance is the same, sights are aligned. But when I start shooting a little bit faster, my groupings would just open like exponentially. And I was like, what's the difference? My stance is the same, grip's the same, sights are the same. I'm running the trigger wait a minute. When I'm putting rounds through the same hole, I'm 100% at that wall, that trigger, definitively at the wall. When I go fast, I couldn't even tell you what I was doing with my finger. And I'm like, that's the only variable. And so I'm like, well, there's only one time to get back to that wall, and it's during the reciprocation of the slide. So if you pin and hold that trigger, let your sight settle, you're too late, you know, especially trying to shoot fast. And so that was something that took, you know, my confidence, my shooting, my ability to the next level. And I'm nowhere near done with my shooting capability by any means, you know, but these are things that will help expedite, man. Remember that for transitions, 2 things at once. Okay, so check this out. As I come up and I transition, as my rifle goes down, as I'm transitioning, my support hand goes down, right? What's my firing hand doing? It's coming down at the same time. So 2 things are happening at the same time. What a lot of people are doing is shoot, transition, then go to the gun. That's wasted time. All right, okay. Cover.
Transition. That rack. That rack. There you go up.
Left hand at the forehand. There we go. So you can bring those things up. There you go. All right, so eyes here, just so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I can't see your eyes. So as I finish that last shot, my left hand comes down, and both of these happen at the same time, right? As the pistol goes away, the rifle comes down. Dude, this is giving me something to work with.
You're awfully proud of yourself. Grant. Instructor Grant.
Safe, let him hang. Downrange.
You ready?
Shooters ready. Stand by. I'll be right with you guys, so if you lose order or something, I'll be right there to remind you. All right, man, you ready? All right, here we go. On the beat.
Yeah, man.
2630. Whoever's got the cardboard, can you put 2630 next to Grant's name, and then shooter stand up.
27-18.
Good
for
job,
James.
buddy.
Wait.
Yep.
Made up for it.